What is up, everybody? My name is Blackblade and welcome back to Vlog part 3 of our Infernal Blow build. Now before I start, I would like to apologize if I haven't really, uploaded any videos of late. The reason is because, work has been piling up and, I've had only, a few hours just to play the game and, I'll make a vlog that is, really informative. Alright, so as you can see in the video above, I have begun to progress through the game by, of course, killing Brutus in the Merciless Difficulty. So there's nothing much to say here except that, I was really surprised that I was able to kill Brutus at around only 13 or 15 seconds, give or take, but it was really quite fast. And as you can see there, he didn't really pose that much of a problem because we were attacking really fast. And yeah, so I didn't really need to go back to town to refill all of my flasks and of course my my life. So nothing much to say about that. Let's get into Merveil. Now, when it came to Merveil, she really did not, do that much of a damage to our character, and I really found her to be, quite easy, especially her second form. With her first form, as you can see there, there wasn't really much of a problem, although she was doing a lot of damage. But thanks, of course, to our enormous amount of life pool, when we started to kill Merveil, our effective life pool is at 2,400. So that's a lot. It's not that much, but considering that we are already in the Merciless Difficulty on Act 1, I think 2,400 life is it's already okay. So yeah, she didn't really pose that much of a problem. As you can see there, I didn't really feel the need to get back to town or refill my flasks. I didn't really, consume all of my flasks here. And of course, the easiest part was her second form. So with that said, let's move into the Three Bandits. Alright, first off, we will start with Alira. When it came to Alira, she didn't really pose that much of a problem to our build. As you can see there, there was a Chaos Orb drop from one of her minions. So she wasn't that hard to the point that I really completely ignored her minions, except of course for those melee ones. So I didn't really feel the need to get back to town and of course refill my flasks. And then with that said, let's go to Kraityn. When it came to Kraityn, he was actually doing some damage, so I needed to really dispose of his minions first before killing him. Although I could have probably opted to just ignore all of his minions and kill him, but I wanted to play on the safe side, so I kind of destroyed, or I kind of killed his minions first before killing him. The time that I was able to, my clear time was at around 20 seconds, give or take. Yeah, pretty easy, pretty standard. Our build is doing well when it comes to all of these Three Bandits. With that said, of course, let's move to Oak. When it came to Oak, you shouldn't really underestimate this guy because this guy could do enormous amounts of damage. So what I did there is, of course, to get rid of his minions first, because his minions could prove some threat to our build, especially if their damage stack up. So you don't really want to ignore his minions. But when it came to Oak himself, he didn't really pose that much of a problem at all. As you can see there, my life was still full, and I'm really surprised that he wasn't doing that much of a damage here. What I was expecting is he was going to do as much damage as Brutus was on Merciless Difficulty, but it turns out to be that he did not do that much of a damage. I don't know if the game bugged out or what, but usually when I'm facing Oak, he will pose some threat, whether you're a melee or a ranged character. And so yeah, not much problem there. Very easy. Our build could handle it. Our build could tank almost all of his damage with our effective life, of course, at 2,700. And of course, with that said, let's move into Vaal. You know, out of the three prime bosses here in, I was going to say prime evils. Out of the three, prime bosses here in the Merciless Difficulty, which is Merveil, Vaal, and Dominus. Vaal is, I consider Vaal to be the easiest because his attacks are really, really predictable and you can easily dodge them. You just need to, look out for two of his main attacks. Of course, the first one is the laser beam, which stacks up and gives you that lightning, that shock damage stack. So you have to be careful with that. And the second thing is that hammer, the thing that he raises his hand and then he plummets you. Yeah, so he gives you enough time just to see that. If you get hit by that, you're automatically dead. That's a one-shot hit. So be careful with that. And yeah, so there's nothing much to say there. Once you already anticipate his attacks, you'll be able to kill Vaal pretty easily. And yeah, so as you can see there, I ran out of mana, and that's the only problem that I had here. I really have a very poor mana management. But thanks to his minions, of course, some of my flask or mana flask were refilling one at a time. Although it's just half, but at least his minions were able to provide with a refill to our flasks. But overall, he was pretty easy, and yeah, our build was able to take him down quite well. Yeah, clear time is at around 2 minutes. So with that said, let's get into our build proper. So okay, yeah, so as you can see, we have made not that much of a progress when it comes to our skill tree. As you can see, we have taken the hard knocks, that is to add a plus 30 to our intelligence, and to replace the amulet that I didn't really want for our build. And then next, of course, I proceeded up and I got the Berserking here, of course, passing through attack speed to attack speed, which increases our attack speed by 6%, because 3, 6, and then of course 15. And then we have started to crawl up here to get as much life as possible. I'm starting with the increased maximum life node over here, and then I'm planning on going up. And then, of course, getting the Path of Warrior. And then after getting the Path of Warrior, I'm going to pretty much get all of these increased life nodes over here. Now, after I get all of those, if I still would want to progress with this build, I'm going to be taking the Butchery and the two-handed weapon damage over here, and then some more melee damage over here, and another melee damage over here. And then, if I'm still enjoying the character, I'm going to get the elemental adaptation, because adding 2% to our maximum resistances, I think, would be good. But that remains to be seen, because for now I'm already capped at 75% with everything except, of course, with the chaos resistance, and I'm not really feeling any threat with any elemental damage just yet. Our character is able to handle lightning, cold, and fire. It doesn't really matter, except of course with the cold damage. I've encountered some monsters who literally just freeze you for a few seconds, and that could be dangerous, especially if you are being surrounded by mobs. So with a little defensive gameplay, you can avoid that. So yeah, that is it with my skill tree, I guess. We are now at level 65, so we are going to level up, with just a few more points. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to reach level 80, like what I did with the Shadow Dual Claw class, but that would entirely depend, because I'm really planning on getting on making some more builds. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to reach level 80. So that's about it. So let's go to our gear. As you can see, as you can see here, I have changed my hammer to the to this one. The reason being, the previous hammer that I had, the unique one, I was really having a lot of trouble leveling because of the minus 50%, I think, experience gain. So it's really although it's a really fast weapon, it's really bad in the long run. But if you can grind with it, then go ahead. As you can see, this weapon is doing 198 to 410 damage. Again, of course, this with this weapon was donated to me by a fellow YouTube viewer, one of our subscribers, and yeah, I forgot his name, but I think I mentioned his name on the glacial hammer build. So yeah, with our other gears, as you can see here, the usual type, plus life and plus resistances, and as true with the armor over here, and our gloves, it's still the same, plus life, plus resistances, and with our boots, still the same, plus life, plus resistances, plus movement speed. You really need to put, life and resistances to almost all parts of your gear. Yeah, and the same is true with our belt. Now, with my amulet, yeah, I've changed it to this one. The reason being, I would really love to have an additional mana regeneration rate to our build, simply because that up until now I'm still struggling with my mana pool, because currently our infernal blow is at 62. I mean, the mana cost is at 62. Very costly. It's really hard to manage your mana. So yeah, and I think one of the skill notes that I would probably take is, where is it? The thing that reduces, the reduced mana cost for skills, but I'm not entirely sure. If I get all of these, then I'm getting minus 20%. So yeah, I might get it, I might not. It will depend. So yeah, with my other gears, I think you guys have seen this. Very standard, plus life and plus 4 to 7 damage, and of course plus resistances, and same as true with my other amulet. I didn't really change them. Yeah, with my flasks, what I have here is a sanctified life flask with immunity to curses effect. And the next is, this is pretty standard, because I really want a flask that has a very high life recovery at a very fast rate. That is because sometimes mobs will almost hit you and half your life, so you really need a flask that could really boost your life at a really fast rate. And of course, I'm using an ample quicksilver flask, which has a removes bleeding and of course 17 extra charges. And the other mana flask, pretty standard. It really has. I chose to have dispel, frozen and chilled over there, because being frozen and chilled is really annoying. And yeah, and the last mana flask, of course, removes bleeding. That's why I have two flasks that involves removes bleeding. The reason behind that is because I would really want to prepare for the Dominus fight. And as you know, Dominus does this bleeding damage to your character, and yeah, it's really good to have at least two of your flasks to have that effect, to remove the bleeding. Alright, so what else? So let's go to our damage, that we are doing currently. Wait a minute, let's activate first our auras, Clarity and Grace. As you can see, I'm still using only one aura for my mana because of the bad mana management that I have. So I haven't really gotten myself into putting there two auras. So let's go to our damage. Our damage is at 4,220 with our fire damage at the maximum of 1,700. What I mean is 1,072. Our charges is at 4 when it comes to our endurance. And our defense is at 4,187 with all of our resistances capped at 75, except for our chaos resistance. We're not doing pretty well there, as you can see, minus 60%. And yeah, I haven't really found a gear or a decent gear that would give me some chaos resistance. So yeah, that is pretty bad. But if you guys can, you know, I suggest that you have at least some chaos resistance. And we are regenerating our life at a 158.9 per second, and our mana regeneration rate is at 43.6. All right, so yeah, we are at level 65. Our effective life is at 3064. Of course, we have a reserved reservation there for the clarity, and our effective mana pool is at 288. I forgot to mention my gems. What is inserted with my, what is supported with my Infernal Blow is added fire damage, multi-strike, melee splash, and fire penetration. The other one is CWDT with flammability, molten shell, and enduring cry. The other one is again another CWDT with molten shell, flammability, and enduring cry, and the other one is reduced mana and grace. So I haven't really thought of another aura to put here. That's why I'm still leaving it as blank. Yeah, and I also have an empowered gem here, which, you know, I tend to put in every build that I do, you know, just to be able to level it up. And, you know, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to use it or I'm going to sell it, you know, that really depends. Yeah, and what is attached to my clarity is blood magic and reduced mana, and of course leap slam. Our leap slam, of course, is not our main damage dealer. That is only there for convenience sake, for, you know, getting from level to level. So enough talk, let's get into some gameplay. So yeah, right now I am here at the Catacombs. The reason that I really love Catacombs is because the monster levels here is really high. As you can see, it's 67, and the experience that you can gain here is, you know, really a lot. Alright, so let's get into some gameplay. Yeah, so we are not attacking, whoa, where is it? Alright, so we are not attacking that fast, but, you know, for me that's okay, because I'd rather not attack fast, but gain level at a good rate. Yeah, yeah, so as you can see, we are having some troubles with my mana. Whoa, holy shit, oh my god! I died! Oh my god, the game lagged! I died! Oh shit! Oh, see, this is why I rarely do a play and talk video, because I really find it hard to concentrate and then play at the same time. My god, I died! Shit! Oh my god, I didn't see how much experience I had. I might have lost a lot. Oh god, so what happened there was the game lagged, and, you know, I wanted to move backwards, but the game wouldn't let me anymore. Oh no, they were doing cold damage. Yeah, okay, so I get it. Alright. So what happened there was, since they were doing cold damage, I was getting frozen for a few seconds. That's the thing that I was telling you guys, that sometimes when you're dealing with cold damage enemies, what happens is they freeze you for a few seconds, and then what happens is the rest of the mobs will gank you, and then and then all of their damage will of course stack up. And as you can see in my example, that potentially killed me. Alright, I'm gonna play a little bit defensively here, because we have a few cold damage. Whoa! A few enemies which are doing cold damage. Shit! Really? That's the thing that I don't get here. Even though that you have, we already have our, what do you call this? Cold resistances maxed out. We are still getting frozen for some reason. Oh, maybe because of the Death Bishop. Yeah, the Death Bishop does that curse, as you can see there, Frostbite, which lowers our resistance, I believe. So that's why we got frozen. But other than that, you know, if you really play defensively, you won't really have that much of a problem. I just played stupid a while ago, so that's one of the reasons I died. So that's going to do it for me, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm gonna see you guys on the next part of my video. Have a good one. Here and the melee damage. there. Now, the reason behind that is, of course, I wanted to get this full circle of damage nodes. As you can see, I'm getting 6% of additional attacks